out! Yeah! On a Saturday night after a nice day. And you know, clap for yourselves, because that is impressive. Because I know what it's like. When it's sunny in Portland, it changes things, especially after the winter we had. You know, it's like, you just want to be on a patio, you know, you want to sip a cider, you want to break up with that polycule that cuffed you up hard, you know, during cuffing season, because it was cheaper to get new relationships and space heaters, you know. I get it, and you're here, this is great. And I get it, like, Portland winter, I didn't believe in like seasonal affective disorder, mostly because I don't trust white people. But it hit me hard. It hit me hard this year. So I spent a weekend in Palm Springs. Yes, it was fun. I was there during Bear Week. It was really fun. I found myself in a couple like type 4s, as I call them, which are when you're sandwiched between two men with type 2 diabetes. Yeah, in the community we call that a McRib. Yeah. But, you know, what was I supposed to talk about? Okay. I have been a vegetarian for 20 years. Thank you. Yeah, I mostly did it to inconvenience the people in my life. Yeah. I was a vegan for a year, but it made me a terrible person. But I recently started eating fish because I have high cholesterol. And, you know, after I started, you know, eating fish, I'm like, maybe I'm bisexual now. I think that's how that works. And it's like a real, like, shift for me now, right? Because I've, like, you know, been virtue signaling for 20 years about only eating vegetables. And also recently I became a gun owner. Wow. So I think they're related. I'm not really sure how, but I think they are. And I purchased a gun because we are in like trying times, right? Trying times that are trying my fucking patience, but they're trying times and they're scary times. And you know, for me, I don't really subscribe to gun culture. Like, this is not a face of a gun owner. This is not the outfit of a gun owner. I look like if there was a porn, it would be Hot Sluts of the Scholastic Book Fair. That's not me, that's not my narrative. So like for the best outcome I can really see of being a gun owner is that I give up the gun. Like that, I don't need it anymore. I feel safe enough. And I can just go back to being a vegan. It's a deterrent in itself. I had like a really sort of weird week at work. And I'm still sort of like processing it. So I have a coworker who was on maternity leave. She's the only other person of color in the office. She's an Alaskan native. So we're like the Indians of the office, just different flavors. And so she's been gone for a little bit, but then like came to visit with her little baby. And the little baby was so unbelievably cute, had the chubbiest cheeks. And it was just so nice that I've sort of like cultivated this environment that people feel like they have to come into work when they don't have to. Just because I need to see that baby. I need to see that baby. They're so cute. And so we were like leaving, going to grab coffee, you know, and this woman, she's like the head of her department, has known us for years, sees us, and, you know, is starting to talk to us and is like, oh my gosh, well, how's it going? That baby's so cute. How's it been for you guys? And I'm like, both of us? Me who is audibly and visually gay? You're asking me how I'm doing raising this little child? I was like, white people really don't know how breast babies are made. I guarantee you it's not that way. But you know what? I'm not like gonna falter, right? Because I was like, you know what? She just doesn't have any prejudice. She's just like a very progressive white lady. I would argue maybe too progressive. Right? Because, okay, hear me out here. Like, diversity, people think it's like a hierarchy, but it's really more of a spectrum, right? Because there are like always someone doing worse than you and always someone doing better. And I think you can be so woke that you're not. That you're not. And I've like thought about like how do you sort of like correct that? And we all have to do that. We have to be cognizant of like our biases, right? So I've like thought like how do we sort of like correct that? How do we calibrate that? How do we make sure that we are not being obnoxious or putting someone down? Oh. Sick. And this is what I've come with. So I think that when we are in the quiets of our homes, you know, total silence, no one there, no pretense to the situation. It's just all the people who have come before us and all the people that have come after us. And in that moment, when you're by yourself, just say a slur. just say a slur. Just do it. Just do it. It'll be humbling. It'll keep you connected. You know? Because I've been in a lot of like weird situations. I've lived in Portland for like 14 years. And I can't tell you how many times when I first moved here, I got invited to Bollywood dance parties by white women. I was like, no. I don't want to do either of those things with you, Janice. But I moved here in June, okay? And then in July, I was invited to like a 4th of July party. What could go wrong? It was a Bollywood-themed 4th of July party.
Oh my God.
That's what went wrong. And I was the only person of color there. I was. And it was so obnoxious and like disturbing. And this woman did professional henna. Like this white woman did professional henna as a job. And I just like kept thinking, like, God, she did not do her morning slurs. We wouldn't have had this party if she had done that. What else I got for you? There's like a sign in my neighborhood that says, drive like your grandchildren are crossing. And I don't have grandparents. So when I see that sign, I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because I'll tell you this, I got hit by a car once, and it paid for an entire quarter of school. The next time I get hit by a car, I'm gonna get a BBL. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. What I'm also gonna do is get this show going. Are we ready for our first comic? Oh, don't mind her, she's the help. Are you ready for our first comic? Oh my gosh, they're such an absolute cutie pie. So happy they're here for the show. You make it real loud for Erin.